What's going on, you guys? Full here, and I'm back with another video. Today's video I'll be doing an in-depth Jarvan jungle guide. This champion right now is a very strong jungler. He has good clear speed, very good gank potential, and high early damage as well, so you can pressure a lot for both scuttle crabs in this case. Overall, I would highly recommend playing him. He does have a very slight learning curve with like kind of hitting his fractals, but apart from that, it's a pretty easy champion and pretty straightforward champion to learn. Very good for climbing as well. So yeah, let's just get right into the runes. Now the runes I use on Jarvan is the Electrocute. This is the best rune by far because this gives you more burst. If you land your Fractals combo with an auto attack just straight up, if you would land everything of course, you can also land the or like put the flag behind them, then land the Q auto attack and then ult for a lot of burst. That's just straight one shot on most AD carries, and that's really why this rune is the best one. Now you also have the other option of going Hail of Blades. Not highly recommended. Seen some people do it because of the fact that if you get someone in your Jarvan ultimate and they cannot get out, this Hail of Blades will give you a lot of extra attack speed to get a lot more auto attacks off, which then is faster damage. But the thing with Jarvan and Hail of Blades is Jarvan already has the extra attack speed he gets from his E, but also the buff he gets from his E as well. So he just has a lot of attack speed built into his E, and that's really why I definitely want to go and advise Electrocute over Hail of Blades. Now, on the next one, I go Sudden Impact. This works on Jarvan's Fractals, so you literally just go in with EQ, you get Sudden Impact, you auto attack, you ult, you deal a lot more damage, and that's just gonna be extra nice one-shot potential right there. Moving on, you have the option of going, I mean, honestly, one of these three is fine. You can go Eyeball Collection, you can go Ghost Burrow. It's really just how you play with it and whatever you prefer, really. So that's completely up to you. I most of the time go with Eyeball Collection as of right now. I did hear, however, that next patch they are gonna change the Ghost Burrow to do something different with clearing wards type of thing, so then that might be the one you want to go for as well, but that's, yeah. After that, you want to go the Relentless Hunter route on Jarvan. The reason you want this is because this gives you a lot of out of combat movement speed, which makes it easier for you to get into a position to land your Fractals, because you're going to be faster than the enemy team most likely, and that's just going to make it overall better for you to position with your like combo, land it better, get in range for ults better, all that type of stuff. It's very valuable. Apart from that, the other ones really don't do too much for you. You can get Ultimate Hunter, but Jarvan's ult cooldown is already very low, so I wouldn't really recommend that much. Now, the secondary tree, you have two options really. The one I prefer to go with on Jarvan is Triumph and Coup de Grace. This is just for more burst, and then also the survivability if you do go in, get the kill, get missing HP back. Also, the additional gold helps as well because it goes on takedown, and the way Jarvan's E works is that it gives an AoE attack speed buff to your team. So if you throw it into a team fight, just having Triumph alone is gonna get you 5 assists straight up, and then that means that you get 20 gold per kill extra, which means a free 100 gold extra. Pretty much every single big or like bigger team fight, 100 gold, just from having this rune, and also having the 12% HP regen, which is obviously very good. So that's really the one I want to go with. I get a lot of assists on Jarvan. You get high kill participations on Jarvan, so getting a lot of gold out of Triumph that way is very beneficial. And then of course you can get Coup de Grace for extra burst. This synergizes very well with Electrocute and just your burst combo, which is your EQ auto attack ult combo. That's just gonna delete people, get the extra damage there. Works really well. Now into high CC comps, you can also get the Legend Tenacity with Triumph, because this obviously is very nice to get some crowd control off you. So yeah, then for the other option here, there's really only one other option that you can go for if you want. If you go a Tiamat build on Jarvan, which is a little bit more of a farm style build and skills just a bit better or just a bit faster, I suppose. Jarvan is very like pressure heavy and gank heavy if you want him to be. So going for more ganks instead of just rotating your jungle constantly might be a thing, but if the lanes are playing very passive, or if you just prefer Tiamat playstyle on Jarvan, that can also be a thing, then going for a combination with Magical Footwear and Futures Market is a very good bet, because Futures Market is going to allow you to get the Tiamat pretty much first back every time, if not very close to, and that's just going to speed that up a little bit. Also, buying into more important items a lot more often can help you as well. So if you like the Tiamat build on Jarvan, and this is pretty much your other option, you can get Futures Market. with magical footwear. If you do not like magical footwear, however, which, I mean, I can understand, because if you don't get assists or kills to certain lanes, which on Jarvan is very easy because of his Fractal's attack speed stuff, and also just he has a very good gank range with his combo, then you can also get something like a perfect timing stopwatch, or maybe the Cosmic Insight or something like that. But if you're going Tiamat, then Futures Market is highly advised. Now, for this one, you want to get attack speed on Jarvan. You do give yourself a lot of attack speed already, but having that extra attack speed just consistently improves your clear speed. And then for the next one, you go Adaptive Force, just some extra damage, and this is whatever fits best. If you're facing something AD, you can get armor. If you're facing something AP, you can get magic resist. If, like, you're facing something that's very passive against you, that doesn't really do much early game, you can also get the HP as well. So that's pretty much the runes. Let's get right into the item build then. Alright, so for the item build on Jarvan, you want to start with the Hunter's Machete and a refillable potion. This is the best start you can go for, because Jarvan does a lot of auto attacks to his initial camps. He tends to go for a more single target focused clear, especially early on. So getting the Hunter's Machete that way is going to give you a lot more clear speed, and it's definitely the one you want. Now after that, you obviously want to upgrade this as fast as possible into a... I prefer to go Stalker's Blade on Jarvan because it makes landing that EQ a little easier. And also, if you're going in for like an EQ ult burst with an auto attack, the extra smite here helps as well. Now, however, do take note that if you are going for a Tiamat build on Jarvan, then you obviously want to rush the Tiamat first of all, before like finishing your jungle item. But yeah, that's completely up to your playstyle. It's a very, very viable option, and it's just whatever you prefer. Tiamat also helps with burst combos on Jarvan as well, and just like AoE damage in general. So with that, then you want to rush that. If not, then let's forget about Tiamat for a second. I just wanted to get that out of the way. So initially, jungle item, upgrade it into a warrior enchant. This is by far the most valuable item to get. Gives you a lot of attack damage and CDR for a very low price, and you're already starting with this. And also the smite burst, like just everything in this item is great. So that's really the item you want to rush. After that, you have a couple of options. If, however, you did go Tiamat, then you will have this by now. So that would obviously already be the option then. But yeah. Now your boots are pretty straightforward. You go either one of those. Into heavy CC comps, you get Mercs. Into pretty much anything else, you get Ninja Dabai. So let's just assume you have Ninja Dabai. Now moving on to some damage items. Let's just say you have this if you like the Tiamat build. I'm going to put it there. Some damage item options are the Black Cleaver, the Strix, the this one. You also got Hydra here. Where's it goes? No, not that one. You can also go for a one-shot type of build if you like that style, or if you just want to have fun, honestly. This is pretty much it, right? Yeah, that's pretty much all the damage items. Oh, actually, wait, that. Alright, so, and then you have some tank items you can also pick up on Jarvan. Jarvan is a very versatile champion when it comes to this item build, so there's a lot of options you can go for. Also, a lot of the support items work on him because, like, the way his buff system works, yeah. Anyway, damage items. The one you want to get most of the time, and the one I would advise most of the time, is straight getting Black Cleaver after this combination. I'm gonna put the Tiamat right here. So let's say you have these three, like these two items. Getting a Black Cleaver into that is a very good option. You go in with EQ, you pretty much reduce their armor a lot, and then as soon as you dunk them with your ultimate, you're gonna just have like their complete armor reduced for 24%. Also, 20% CDR helps a lot with getting more flag tosses out, or like just more combos, more shields, more ults in general. Jarvan really, like, you can get double combo out in one fight if you have more CDR. So the combination of warrior with the Black Cleaver gives you 30% cooldown reduction, which is gonna allow you to get a lot more combos out. That would be more effective. Also, this helps you with potentially getting the flag toss into a team fight a lot easier after you've went in to still get the assists or something like that. So that's the option. Most of the time I go for Black Cleaver. If, however, you are going for a one-shot type of build, then obviously you want to go for a Dusk Blade into like a Ghost Blade, and then you can follow that up with a Guardian Angel into maybe a Death's Dance or a Lost Whisper to have just straight damage burst, and this is just going to go for one-shot builds. This build really doesn't scale very well. It's a very snowball heavy and win more build, so if you're already ahead and picking up this build, you're going to just delete people even faster. Do take note, you're going to be very, very squishy, so you definitely need to keep that in mind. But this is a very fun build that can work if you want to try it. It does a lot of damage because the way Jarvan's auto attack works, combined with Duskblade, you were to EQ into somebody, auto attack him, the Duskblade will proc, your passive will proc, and they're just going to be chunked for a lot of their HP bar. You then most likely already the EQ auto attack combo can kill a squishy, and then maybe an ult will finish pretty much the rest off with just straight burst damage. So there'll be an option with this. I'm going to remove these two now because those will not be applicable to the a little bit more tanky damage build anymore. Now you have the Black Cleaver then. At this point you can go for either a Guardian Angel or a Strix. I would build both, but it just depends on what order you want to get them in. Usually if I'm snowballing really hard, I go for the Guardian Angel first, because that kind of preserves my bounty if I make a little bit more of a risky play, which means, yeah, I don't give too much gold away to the enemy team as fast. Also, it still gives you attack damage and just tankiness in general. People will respect the Guardian Angel a lot of the time, and yeah, respect that they really can't kill you and dive in that easily. So that would be an option there. The Strix is just a very nice item. It gives you a lot of attack damage and gives you 450 HP just straight up, which is a very nice item too. This is a very tanky style of damage build, so you would have 5 items like this. If you went the Tiamat route, you can get a Titanic with this build as well, or even the Ravenous if you went the Titanic route. If you didn't, however, you can opt for a tank item here in this case. You can, most of the time I combo this with a Stoneblade. The reason for that is I've built a lot of health in the form of Strix, 450 here, 400 in Black Cleaver, and these two items give you a lot of health combined, so getting a lot of armor and magic resist will make you a lot more tanky. So if you dive into the enemy team, maybe get your ult down, you can then Stoneblade in that ultimate tank a lot more damage, and that just could be an engage for your team. So that's really why Stoneblade is a very good option. Also, if you combine that with Guardian Angel, you're gonna be very hard to kill when you activate this, but then also you have the second life with the Guardian Angel as well. So this setup right here is a very tanky, damage heavy setup that's allowing you to still one-shot enemy carries if you get onto them, and will also be able to tank a lot of damage as well. So that's a 6 item setup. This is the item build I go for in most of my games. This is a very consistent setup, and if I have the Titanic Hydra or I went to Tiamat build, then I pretty much just replace my jungle item with Stoneblade in the later stages and keep Titanic in this build. This is going to give even more HP, so you have the health from these 3 items right here, and then the safety from Guardian Angel and Stoneblade. And that's pretty much an unkillable build that does a lot of damage as well. So that's pretty much the damage setup I go for on Jarvan. Now, something else I do want to mention is if they have a lot of healing on the enemy team, then you can still go, if you want to go for a damage option, you can still go for Mortal Reminder. This can replace maybe a Guardian Angel in this situation if you're already going for Stoneblade. If you didn't have Titanic Hydra, you can also replace your jungle item with it in that situation, because then that would be a 6 item build as well. And the final thing I do want to mention is that this is not a necessary item. It's a very damage heavy item that's kind of a win more situation. So if you are ahead, then this can be a very good one, because then you get more armor pen, more damage out. But usually if you need healing reduction on something like Jarvan, it's better to pick up the Thornmail, to just go in, let them start hitting you, be a lot more tanky and annoying to deal with. And this is also a very good replacement in that case for the jungle item. So that's pretty much a setup against like high healing teams. So let's just think about Kayn, maybe Fiddlesticks or something like that. Something with a lot of healing that just needs to be stopped. There is a lot more champions that I just can't think of right now on the top of my head. But yeah, this is a very good build for that. And also if you just need the quick healing reduction, getting just a Bramble Vest works for that as well. So yeah, that's pretty much the build on Jarvan. If you guys have any questions on it, do make sure to put those in the comments below. If you guys have any suggestions for future guides as well, put those in the comments below as well. And let's just get right into the gameplay section now. Alright, welcome to the gameplay section of this guide. As you can see, I am playing Jarvan, of course, into a Rek'Sai, which is by far the strongest jungler you can play right now. So this is going to be a very good, like, visual on how to play Jarvan into this. Jarvan is a very solid pick into Rek'Sai because he's very strong early game and can actually duel her pretty easily. If you also know how Rek'Sai paths, you can kind of counteract that with your own path, which you will kind of see in this game as well. They go for the invade here. I will quickly set the visuals to blue side so you'll know what my vision is. So I see them going for this invade here. If my team usually doesn't cover very well, like the Diana, for example, doesn't like stands in mid lane, or Pyke left the game early on. so he wasn't in the game to connect. I just usually stand in this brush because then I can see them invade here and still have time to walk that way, or I can see them come from a bot side and still have time to walk that way. So it's a little bit of this, like, it's the safest place for me to stand. It's just in this brush, if I don't get cover from anything else. So that's really where I'm standing there. I saw the invade coming, dodged the invade, so yeah. Now one thing that I do want to note is every single game you want to ask for the pixel ward at about 120 if you can. So in this brush and in that brush you want to have a ward. I always type it in chat every single game if I can get the ward on both sides, because that will predict where the enemy jungler is going to path to. Now since I do play Rek'Sai, and like Rek'Sai has a very straightforward path, you do red into Krugs into the topside scuttle. On Jarvan you can counteract that by going red into instant topside scuttle. You'll be there, you will clear it faster than Rek'Sai will be able to do her Krugs. So then you can just walk up to tri-brush and kill Rek'Sai with your combo really. And that's just how you kind of counterplay that. So you'll see that happen in a bit here. Pyke still hasn't connected yet, so yeah. I just start the leash here with Lucian. There he is, reconnects. I get the level 2 here, so really instantly what I do now is, because I know Rek'Sai is going to start red buff and going to do her Krugs right after, I'm just going to run up top lane. The Scuttle Crab will spawn when I get there. I combo the Scuttle Crab really quick, kill that before like anything else, because I have time. Rek'Sai is still doing her Krugs. And then I simply just walk up, because Rek'Sai is going to be here. There you go, Rek'Sai is kind of low from the Krugs, and all I have to do right now is just like land the EQ combo, which she jukes there really nicely. But at this stage, I just run it down, like run her down, put pressure down, and there's really nothing she can do. If she tries to walk back at me, when my EQ combo comes back off cooldown, she's just dead in general. Now, because I poked her quite low, all I have to do now is just path down. The Aatrox is under the turret, level 1, half HP, so he will not be able to do anything about it. Diana is also pushing Zed in, so I have pressure there. So all Rek'Sai is going to do right now is go for this camp, or maybe run past this camp. So all I have to do now is just path down there, which is what I'm doing. Just pressure the Rek'Sai in, as Jarvan is very easy play to make. Alright, here I see the Rek'Sai starting this camp. She's healthy enough to do it, so yeah. I just throw the flag toss. She walks back one step, which then just gives me the opportunity to go in and kill her. So that's really how you shut Rek'Sai down early game as Jarvan. And since, yeah, like every Rek'Sai does that path, because it's just the best path for Rek'Sai, and you can easily do this with Jarvan, because Jarvan is just stronger at level 2 than Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai really needs that level 3, and if you can kind of intercept in that time, it will be over for her. Now all I have to do at this stage is make sure that I get my buff camp. I can pressure the Aatrox down as well, because he's quite low and the Darius has pressure over him, so I can just stand in this here and just wait a little bit. There is no vision as far as I can tell right here. So I'm just kind of waiting, seeing if he walks up a little bit too far, but it doesn't look like he does. Oh, there we go. Oh, I got pinged, so there must have been vision. Now, instead, I see the Zed and Diana fight it out in mid lane. Zed's kind of low. I can come in from this side. Zed goes in there, and yeah, I can just come in from that side. I EQ him, and he goes. Now, this wave pushes towards Diana, so I definitely do not want to touch that. It's a very important thing to note. If you have like a lot of caster minions in the back, or even a caddy minion, which like that counts as even more, and you have a wave like this, just don't clear that. If you clear that, one, it's going to take you a little bit too much time. So with the death timers right now, Zed will be back in lane, and if you push this out, sure, you get ahead, but you really fuck over your mid laner, and that's definitely not something you want. So you definitely want to make sure that you keep this wave going to her side, because you can see right here, I'm going for the Raptor camp, but you can see right here, the wave pushes this way, Zed loses an entire wave and dies as well, and Diana is still able to pick everything up here. So this is just worth it, because now I killed the Zed, and Diana is actually even ahead in like experience, so that's even better. Something to note there. Now I back for the blue smite and the double longsword, which is honestly gonna make me very strong in any 1v1 situation. I see the Rek'Sai mid, Diana kills Zed, and I just come in for Rek'Sai. I thought Rek'Sai was still gonna path forward, but she pathed back, so I didn't get the knock up. I wanted to intercept in case like Rek'Sai went for anything with like a tunnel or something like that. But yeah, I just go in, kill Rek'Sai, and at this point I push the wave in with my mid laner. She's quite low. We can get a turret plating or two. And that's also something you definitely want to take note of. Those turret platings help a lot, and as well, your flag gives you extra attack speed, or like the thing, and then also if you put it down, it's going to give extra attack speed. So always put it down when you're pushing turrets. Preferably behind you, because then you can flag toss combo the other direction and get out. Now here, we're getting pressured. Diana just based, so this is a very like rough position for us to be in. This is not something we should be looking for, but I want to get this scuttle crab, so I EQ it, I knock it up, and I just kite it down. My pike is right here to back me up. All I have to do is just get this, and then as soon as I can smite it, I'll smite it. There you go, smite, and all we have to do now is walk away. Oh, Thresh is really low though, so yeah. He gets ignited, I auto-attack him with the first hit, does a lot of damage. I hit him with Q, that kills him, but I believe I just die for that one. It's a 1-for-1 trade and I get Scuttle, which honestly isn't too bad, but I'm worth shutdown gold, so it isn't optimal. It was a little bit of a greed play there because the Diana was in base and we should have taken note of that, but apart from that, yeah. Now right here, all I gotta do now is just go back to clearing my jungle a little bit more. At this stage, you just want to look to get your level 6 as soon as possible. I think I should hit it off this red buff, if not the next camp. Infernal Dragon is up, so the play you want to make as a jungler with Infernal Dragon up, especially on Jarvan, is look towards ganking either bot or mid lane. So just kill them. Diana now kills mid lane, so I'm definitely looking towards making a play on the bot lane right here. I am doing my Crux quite easily, and I'm just waiting for like an opportunity or something for them to push in. Now Rek'Sai does make a gank happen on bot lane, so I instantly drop my Crux. You do not want to try to finish this camp. It's not necessary at all. If something like this happens, you have to run there straight away. Don't, like, leaving your camp and doing it later really isn't that big of a deal. Now this camp is gonna reset because I just killed the big ones. But even if there's like a small minion left, don't try to kill it. Just run to here, help the fight, and you can always clear that camp later. It's only just one camp, and this could be a potential game-losing play if you're not there. So yeah, Rek'Sai gets really low. I can get. I'm waiting for a good opportunity. I'm just walking into that range right now. You do not want to just randomly use your Fractals combo on max range because that's easy for them to dodge. You want to walk in as close as possible, especially if you have something like an Ezreal against you. Wait for their flashes or E's to be used and then Fractals combo them, because that way they will not be able to dodge it and you'll be able to get your damage off. If you were to go in for max range, like let's say right here, I can barely hit the Thresh with the maxed combo, then that would just result in him maybe stepping one step forward, me missing my combo and missing all my damage and not getting a knock up, and that could be a potential loss in a fight like that. So I walk in as close as possible, guarantee myself like either one or the two hits, so I hit both of them with the combo right there, so I get in. I just ult the Ezreal, get them in the box. Ezreal would not have mana, Thresh doesn't have flash, so you can easily just keep them in the box, keep auto-attacking them, and they're just done for. Now at this point again, if you kill something and turret plating is up, you always want to push it into a turret like this, especially if it's already pushing, and just get one or two turret platings where you can. Now the good thing here is Pyke gets the kill on Rek'Sai with his ultimate, and because Jarvan's Fractals, like the Damascene standard, grants attack speed to nearby champions, you get the assist. So meaning, let's say there's a 5v5 teamfight going on as Jarvan, all you really have to do to get an assist on literally every kill is just toss a flag right into the middle of the teamfight, and then all your team members get the buff from the flag, and then that way you can just get all the assists because you helped them with attack speed. So that's a really nice way to get a high kill participation on Jarvan, and also a very nice way to get gold income as well, because every single assist is worth a good amount. So that's something to take note of. If you really, like, if you're low and not really wanting to fight, then just tossing one flag down is already worth it for you, because you can get assists off that, you can still get the money and all that for the kills. Now right here, I'm just pushing for the bot, like one plate. I'm only pushing for one plate because the bot lane could be back quite soon. Ezreal also ulted, and I'm quite low mana, so I definitely want to look towards basing. Also sitting on about 1700 gold. Here we go, base for the Ninja Tabai. They are full AD, so definitely want to stack that armor up into their enemy team. It's just really worth it to go for Ninja Tabai at this point. You're insanely tanky instantly when you picked it up against the full AD comp. Right here, basic some jungle clearing, looking for maybe Scuttle if it's up. Always want to look for that. Now I see your Rek'Sai top lane, so I instantly path towards my Darius. Right there. I get in range. They were a little bit too far forward, so I didn't land my Fractals, but I did get the ultimate off on both and damaged them both. Now Rek'Sai got out of my ultimate with her own ultimate, but Aatrox was stuck, so I was just able to just hit him down. And then at this point, all I have to do is wait for my Fractals to get a good opportunity. I am not just wasting my Fractals. I'm waiting for me to actually like walk up and get in range of a potential cutoff with the Fractals or something like that before I even use it. I do land it on Rek'Sai right here. That does a good chunk of Rek'Sai's HP. And then I just auto attack, use my W as well. Right here, you slow surrounding enemies by 15%. So make sure you like remember that as well, because that can help you in just catching people with auto attacks like this in a chase. And then all I have to do is wait here for my Q cooldown. I poke the Rek'Sai and I get the double kill. This is like the essential value of reacting to plays instantly. So you see the enemy jungler top lane, you're close enough, you instantly run top lane. You always want to be there, especially as Jarvan. You are very strong in those types of fights. So being there is very important. Now again here, pushing this into the turret. Darius is dead, he does not have teleport. So I definitely want to look towards pushing this in as fast as possible. And then just getting some turret platings for myself here again. So just getting some turret platings. Putting my flag down as well for clearing the wave. Flag gives me attack speed. Get 3 turret platings there, which is an extra 480 gold for me right there. So that's a really hefty amount for me to actually just gain. And then I just clear my jungle again. Already here at this stage, I walk past the plant, get back to full HP. And since I know that the Aatrox was like low, didn't really have anything, I was pathing towards top side again. Darius does kill the Aatrox, however, so I was not needed. I was just like, alright, let's just path mid. My ult will be up in 5 seconds. I do also ping that. I also always ping my laners to let them know what my ult cooldown is, so they know what they can expect from me. That's a very important thing as well. So I just walk in here. I do not want to waste my Fractals until I have to. Most of the time, against like champions with a blink, like Zed for example, you always want to wait for them to use their blink and then you Fractals combo. So right here, I'm waiting. He used his blink. I see the opportunity to use the Fractals combo then, so I don't miss it. And then that way you can like get the kill a lot easier. If you were to, for example, go back here, and let's just go forward a little bit. So I'm coming in for the gank here. If I were to Fractals combo him right here, right now, let's say I Fractals combo this, it's viable range. All Zed has to do is really press his W twice upwards, and he dodges everything I can do to him. So that's really, or even flash it, for example. If I wait, and let's say he were to just walk back and not back towards Diana, because that's kind of an in play since he has stopwatch. But if he were to just walk up this way, I can always wait for him to, for example, press W twice at this range. Let's say he W's right now. Then I still, by not wasting my Fractals combo and just walking at him for as much distance as I can get, then I can still chase him with the Fractals combo. So like right here, if I were to Fractals combo him right there, for example, this shadow is now going down. So I'm gonna have to wait for him to either use that shadow in order to get a good combo off, because I know I'm kind of safe with the stopwatch, right? So I'm gonna have to wait for him to blink, so which he does, and then instantly as he blinks, I get in range for the combo, and then I hit it. So that's the guarantee to hit it, and that's the way you want to do it. If you lead with the combo, your gank is gonna be most likely to fail, because they have a higher chance of escaping. If you don't lead with the combo, lead with getting in range as much as possible. That is a much better play. Alright, here Diana's very low, so I'm just helping her push the turret down, get the wave into the next turret so she can base. Right here, some more jungle clearing. We saw the Rek'Sai Pyke pinged for assistance. I pinged that I'm on my way, or I saw the Pyke fighting and pinged that I'm on my way. I definitely want to look towards getting this Scuttle again. I sadly missed my knock-up combo right there, as I just witnessed. Oh my god. Feels bad. Right here, I am probably sitting on, yeah, a lot of gold, so I definitely want to look towards basing quite soon. I think I should be basing here soon. Maybe pick up red and press, yeah, there you go, press the base button. That's gonna give me the cleaver and a BF sword. On Jarvan, I really like going GA second, especially from this far ahead. If you are very far ahead on Jarvan, that GA is just gonna make sure that you don't waste your shutdown gold. I'm worth 1,000 gold right now, so you definitely have to keep that in mind with all the plays you make. Sure, you can still go aggressive and still go for good plays. Don't play too afraid, but also just don't play stupidly aggressive to where you can just feed 1,000 gold away, because that can literally throw games, especially if it goes into, for example, the enemy Ezreal. He gets 1,000 gold, that's basically half an item for that guy, and you have a problem. So definitely want to try to avoid that one. Something going down on mid, seeing if I can maybe make a play here. Pyke is all the way up here, so I'm just pathing towards my Pyke right now. He's probably gonna get out, or he's just dead in general. Yeah. During the war, Darius is here. We can easily just go for a dragon right now. Waiting for maybe a Rek'Sai to show up right there. Pick up the dragon. There's really not much else of a play to make there. My Diana wasn't like anywhere near, and Pike also just died, so yeah. This stage, I want to look towards, I mean, obviously I want to look towards this Rift Herald, but I also want to look towards the top play here, because I just witnessed them, like, walking all into the Diana. So right here, this Rift Herald is always a very big objective. Keep that in mind. Every time, every single game, always try to pick up the Rift Herald. If you get it before 14 minutes, it's worth a lot of gold, because then you can get a lot of turret platings with it. After the 14-minute mark, you want to look towards maybe winning a team fight, and then with Rift Herald pushing, for example, mid lane in. Or if you have a siege comp, then you can also pick up the Rift Herald and then just use it to push the waves down, or just push, like, make a straight push for the Nexus, for example, if you're winning a team fight, or just siege comp with poke. Now they're all quite grouped together, so a flag toss combo could easily I could easily go in on that. I only throw my my flag down, mostly because I was still kind of alone at that stage. If I jump in, I'm pretty squishy, I'm not that tanky into the enemy team. The thing I do with this flag sometimes, because the cooldown isn't really that high, it's only like 7 seconds-ish, 8 seconds. And since we're still gonna have to go for this chase, I sometimes just use it for them to use their blinks. Or their, for example, Rek'Sai Tunnel, or like Z Blink, or maybe a Thresh Flay to kind of stop, like, that way you can get some cooldowns off them if you don't want to go in yet. So right here my flag is gonna be up again, so it really does not matter at all. He gets a very nice hook on the Aatrox there. I try the flash combo, flag toss combo that. He dashes out of that one though, so I'm gonna be a little bit more careful here. Wait for my flag toss combo to come back up again before I go in. Darius flanks from behind. I see the play on Rek'Sai here, pretty much insta-kill that guy. And then I just ult the Thresh to get him in the box, to get a free kill at that point, and yeah. So just wanna, in fights as a Jarvan, you want to look for opportunities to land a good combo on, like, a target that's a little bit alone, or if you can get multiple people with your combo and your ultimate at the same time, that's obviously very good. If you can get that, then the team fight's pretty much over, because it does a lot of AoE damage. But also remember that throwing your flag down is a lot of assists at itself. So if you just throw the flag down, or just use the flag to get some flash cooldowns maybe without even using your Q, then that could be a good thing as well. Just make sure to keep using that flag wherever you can, because it's not that big of a cooldown, and yeah, just don't overuse it, because you still do need it for some combos here and there. Now again, here they chase the Lucian and the Pike down a lot, so they can get in a position here where I can use the flag toss combo again on them. Pretty much just insta-kill the Zed with the electric proc and just my flag toss combo, and that does a lot of damage. They are getting very low, so I definitely want to look towards backing at this point. Don't want to overstay a fight that much. This is another thing, like with Jarvan, standing off to the side and waiting for those combos is a very viable thing to do. So right here, they are mostly focused on the other teammates. They are very much, like, low. The Aatrox is hitting him, and right here I just go in with another combo opportunity, and I do a lot of damage to him, so he pretty much just dies from that one. At this point, want to back again, have a lot of money. Yeah. Now, something I do still want to do this game, and I should path towards this very shortly, is the Rift Herald. I think, actually. Alright, I think I see the, yeah, okay. I see the Darius doing Rift Herald by himself right here. And I also see the fight going on bot lane, so I just decided to go for this, like, look towards maybe doing something in this fight on bot lane. Didn't really get the chance. The enemy team picks off my team very easily there. But Darius is still doing the Rift Herald, so I wasn't that pressured to actually, like, yeah, do it myself. See the Rek'Sai right here? This is just, like, Jarvan. If you're this far ahead on Jarvan, then, like, any type of target that is squishy and a little bit out of position, especially if you have your GA, you have a lot more room to make those plays. But here, for example, I don't want the Rek'Sai to get to the Darius before he finishes this Rift Herald. Probably wouldn't have gotten there anyway, but it's better to be a little bit more safe than sorry. So I just go in here with the flag toss combo, ult him. I have Guardian Angel, so I am easily still just able to get out here with a nice combo out. Darius now has the Rift Herald, which is very nice, so we can make a play with that one. Because he was doing it right there, I had the opportunity to walk bot lane right here, and that is, yeah. I mean, not that this really helped much, because my team already died before anything else happened, but yeah. That's still some things to look for. Now, the Infernal Dragon is spawning. We definitely do not want to be giving this one to the enemy team, so we definitely want to pressure that down at the, like, instantly. So we get that. And I believe all we really have to do at this point is push mid lane with the Rift Herald. So we're maybe looking for a fight. Is he gonna cast the Rift Herald yet? Maybe not yet. Oh, my bad. I was not following myself there. Yeah, see the Rek'Sai right here. So Rek'Sai is most likely going to path around this side. With the way she was walking, I just throw a combo in here to predict where the movement would be. I land it, I knock him in the air, or like her in the air, and I just pretty much insta-kill him. I see the Diana coming in from the side, so I'm not going to like over-chase that or use an ultimate or something. I just let her have the kill and be fine that way. Now, because we killed Rek'Sai, we easily have the opportunity to use the Rift Herald here. This is going to at least get us an inhibitor, because there's really not much they can do against that. Now, right here, the play I make right here, I have everything up. My combo and my ultimate, which is an insta-kill pretty much on like an Ezreal or an Aatrox at this point. They're not that tanky. I got through like a hell of a lot of the early game by just being ahead. Diana goes in, does pretty much one-shot damage to Aatrox at that point, so I just instantly go in. Oh, that was way too fast. God damn it. Alright, so Diana goes in there, gets that damage down. Now, before Aatrox is able to ultimate, I instantly just EQ forward. Doesn't even matter if I hit anything. And I literally just ult him before his ult goes off. This way, also the box will zone thresh from a walking path, and that will just grant us that kill, which will easily give us the inhibitor. And because we have Rift Herald, and this is also why Rift Herald is such a very important objective, we're able to push like the extra turrets here as well, and pretty much end the game with Rift Herald. A nice and dancing Rift Herald. But this is really why Rift Herald is a very good objective. Also, this is a really good counter to Rek'Sai. If you have a Rek'Sai against you, she is a very strong champion, but Jarvan really does well into her because of the fact that you can go red into the scuttle Rek'Sai wants to clear, kill her level 2 because she doesn't really stand a chance against your Fractals combo, and then that way, like, it just works out. Jarvan has very strong ganks, very good clear, and has a high kill participation rate because of his flag and his attack speed boost. Overall, that was really the Jarvan guide. If you guys have any questions on it, make sure to put those in the comments below. Also, if you've enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit the thumbs up button as well. And yeah, subscribe for more. If you guys have guide suggestions as well, put those in the comments too. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!